The anime begins when the protagonist of this story, named Yuri Onho, tries to communicate through his cell phone. Because a few seconds after being at school, he appeared on the roof of a tall building, and does not understand what is happening. Seeing that his parents' phone seems to be turned off, Yuri feels sad, so he decides to call his brother, and clearly he does answer. After hearing the voice of his brother named Rika, Yuri feels better, and tells him what is happening, to which he replies that he also suddenly appeared in this world, and that there are no stairs or elevators that allow him to get off the buildings. So they can only walk through some hanging bridges that are between each rooftop. At that, Rika asks Yuri to help him find out where he is to look for her, but she sees a masked man chasing a woman and gets scared, believing that the man is clearly going to kill her. When he hears her, Rika asks him to prevent the masked man from seeing her, and explains that this man's goal is to make women despair. And when he does, she will look for a way out that could end up ending her life. Just at this instant, Yuri sees the woman approaching the edge of the rooftop, and throws herself, getting even more scared than she already was. That's why Rika asks her to concentrate, and to tell her if she sees a much taller building, and she answers yes, not realizing that behind her there is another masked man, who approaches her in silence. After seeing it, Yuri gets scared, and inadvertently drops the phone, so the masked man takes the opportunity to break it and throw it. Faced with this, Yuri decides to escape from the masked man, by the bridge that connects that building with another, looking to stay safe. However, when arriving at the bridge, Yuri realizes that it is very long, and that she is on a very high floor. But when she sees that the masked man is following her, she takes courage and crosses very quickly, trying to stay safe until she returns to her brother. When Yuri manages to reach the other end of the bridge, she feels good about getting through the bridge, although behind her follows the masked man, who manages to make her fall and threatens her with a sword. At that moment, Yuri believes that it will be his end, but the masked man is attacked by a policeman who is in the new building. And after finishing with the masked man, the police and his companions make sure Yuri is okay and check the new building. Shortly after, the policeman who saved Yuri peeks out to see if the masked man died, and his partner checks the sword. So when he sees that it is a samurai sword, he gets excited, and inadvertently pushes the other policeman. All this clearly confuses Yuri, who gets very scared when she realizes that the policeman does not regret throwing his partner, and on the contrary, seems to have gone crazy in this world, since he gets excited to be left alone with her, then trying to make Yuri undress in front of him in exchange for being able to give him protection. However, Yuri's masked man he saw earlier in the other building turns out to be a sniper, and eliminates the policeman with a single shot. So Yuri takes the opportunity to run and hide, because the next shot will be against her. Already hidden, Yuri understands that the masked people try to make people despair and end their lives, but when they don't, they take care of eliminating them, and that's why she must take advantage of all the resources she can if she wants to live. Yuri then decides to take the gun from the dead policeman and burn it before running off to another building. At that moment, from his building, the masked sniper looks at the smoke of the fire caused by Yuri, and while doing so, takes out a card with Yuri's photo in his pocket, in which there was a message dedicated to his brother Rika. Shortly after, when Yuri approaches the stairs of the other building, he sees a masked woman with an axe talking on the phone, and immediately tries to point the gun at her, but the masked woman sees her and rushes up to her building, attacking her with the axe. Seeing her so close, Yuri tries to shoot her unsuccessfully, and believes that the masked woman wants her to jump out of the building alone. So he entertains her to jump to the bottom of the roof, and when the masked woman peeks out, Yuri shoots her, finishing with her. After doing so, Yuri has mixed feelings. Why does it hurt to kill a person, but manage to be safe for a while? Later, Yuri goes up to the whip again, and realizes that the masked woman is alive, and that what he achieved with his shot was to damage her mask, so he comes back to shoot, and the girl asks him to move away. Because although his shot managed to damage part of the mask, she still follows the orders they give her, and he will have to kill her. After listening to her, Yuri asks the girl to take off her mask to free herself from the person who is clearly giving her orders, to which she replies that she can't, and that she prefers to throw herself out of the building before continuing to live this way. After seeing how the girl automatically ends her life, Yuri understands that his real enemies are those who give the orders to chase and kill others. A few minutes later, Yuri remembers that day that he did not eat and wonders if there is food around this place, so he can have a good feast, then finding a backpack with food and some weapons that will serve him to protect himself from now on. So when he finishes eating a bit, he grabs the girl's axe and the backpack and crosses the next bridge. However, when she is walking halfway, a helicopter approaches her and shoots over one of the ropes of the bridge, causing Yuri to lose his balance and think that he is going to die, but he uses the axe as a hook and gets up and continues on his way. When Yuri arrives at the new building, he finds a woman on the ground with several shots in the head, and this makes him think of the masked man in this building who has a gun. Then Yuri realizes that the woman has a paper in her shirt pocket and decides to read it, and on the paper it says that if you want to escape from this world, you must get to the helicopter, which only has capacity for one person. All this confuses Yuri more because he thinks that this message may be a trap, but if what he says there is true, it must get there. Suddenly, Yuri hears a man asking to spare his life and approaches to investigate. However, when she gets there, she realizes that the person shooting is a girl like her who doesn't have a mask. Shortly after arriving at this building, Yuri hears the man begging for his life, so to prevent the girl from killing him, Yuri shoots her in the gun, and when she drops it he asks her to talk. But the girl is not willing to negotiate, so she takes out a knife, and ends up with the man saying only one that can get on the helicopter, and immediately turns around looking to confront Yuri, although she does not want to fight the girl without being able to control herself, so she clearly starts crying. After seeing her, the girl understands that Yuri does not want to fight, and explains that those are the rules of this world. However, Yuri does not want to follow the rules because before leaving there he wants to find his brother. After listening to Yuri, the girls tell her that if she doesn't want to fight, then he will leave her alone and go in the helicopter. But before moving, the sniper appears near them with the intention of eliminating them, so Yuri throws himself on the girl to save her and hide together from the masked man. Already there, Yuri thinks about how to eliminate the sniper, and the girl thinks about what Yuri did for her. While Yuri is shooting the sniper, he tells the girl his name, and she replies that her name is Mayuko Knives. Soon after, the sniper shoots the knife that Mayuko used before to try to hurt him, but he doesn't succeed. And this makes Yuri think that they should get out of there fast before she is clearly killed or her friend is clearly killed. At the same time, Mayuko thinks that she adapted to this world very quickly, since she had to face many dangers since she was a child. That's why she feels a little strange to find a kind girl in this world, because according to the rules, everyone should struggle to live. A few seconds later, Mayuko decides to ask Yuri to accompany her up the stairs, and thus get away from the sniper. But before they leave, they drop a grenade, trying to finish him off and be able to flee without a problem. After seeing that the sniper disappeared with the explosion, Yuri is excited to see that they are safe. Then Mayuko asks if he will let her leave alone in the helicopter, to which Yuri replies that yes, and gives her his student ID to give it to her parents and tell her that she and her brother are trapped in this world, because she needs to find him before returning home, so they say goodbye. Suddenly, Mayuko hears a strange noise and realizes that it's the helicopter, and that's why she decides to run to catch up with it. What they don't know is that the sniper managed to save himself from said explosion, but he doesn't feel like following them for now. Later, when they reach the rooftop, the girls see the helicopter take off, so Yuri gets angry and shoots them, asking them to come back. After seeing them, Mayuko tells her not to worry about seeing the helicopter leave since maybe someone arrived before them. At that moment, they see that the helicopter returns and approaches them, opening a door, and another masked man appears inside, who shoots them with a machine gun, trying to get them away, while the helicopter leaves again. Yuri feels bad about what happened, and Mayuko tells him that she is not guilty, and that she will wait for the next flight. Soon after, Yuri thinks about the weak point of this world, which is the helicopter, so if they can steal it, they would piss off those who clearly took them to this place. But they need support if they want to achieve their goal. That's why they need to find someone who can serve as a pilot and other people who know how to fight. From this moment, Yuri finds a mission for this world, which is to become the owners of heaven. And Mayuko thinks that by doing this they would be breaking the rules of this world and making an invasion of heaven. After a few seconds, Yuri faints, and Mayuko approaches her to ask if she is okay. Meanwhile, the masked sniper takes a shower and changes clothes. When he finishes getting dressed, he thinks that it's clearly because of the damage to his mask that he was able to regain some control over his thoughts, but he still doesn't remember his past, and feels that there was something he clearly had to do, although he doesn't know exactly what. Nearby, another masked man walks with an axe. After a few minutes, passes by the sniper, although in the opposite direction. After taking a few steps, it seems that the two masked men receive an order, because at the same time, they turn and attack the other. The result of this fight is that the sniper finishes off the masked man with the axe and goes on his way. At the same time, Yuri realizes that she fell asleep and reminds her that she came to this world. After seeing the tallest building in this place, although she still does not understand how it happened, and after a while, Yuri gets up from the ground and finds some boots and his backpack on one side. A few seconds later, Yuri realizes that his gun is missing, and thinks that Mayuko left the boots for them in exchange for his gun. And left. All this makes her feel lonely again, but she has no time to waste, because there's a new masked man in the building. At that moment, Mayuko is walking down a corridor alone. 3 masked men chase Yuri, who is clearly running away fast towards another building. During his way, Yuri cut a little the bridge he clearly passed by, managing to make one of the masked men hang from the bridge. And then another of the masked men approaches, but instead of helping his partner pushes him, making him fall. At this, Yuri tries to shoot the policeman's gun unsuccessfully, so he runs to get to the other building clearly. After a few seconds, the 2 masked men approach her looking to hurt her, and Mayuko appears behind them, managing to help Yuri. However, she is very bad at shooting, and runs out of bullets with the first masked man, so she throws the Yuri gun at him. At that moment, the second masked man throws himself on Mayuko, and with some claws in his hand, breaks her shirt. Then before he could hurt him, he falls because Yuri managed to load the gun and shoot him. When they see the masked man on the ground, they realize that he is still alive, and Yuri remembers the words of the masked girl from before. So he takes advantage, and asks that man why they can't see the back of the masks, to which he replies that if you do, you become a slave to those who control this world, losing your memories and also your will. When the girls listen to him, they try to ask him a little more about what's going on, and he replies that even if you take off your masks, you'll never be yourself again, but when he tries to say something else, he receives an order and dies. Shortly after finishing with the 3 masked men, Yuri asks Mayuko to be allies, and she accepts. Although she warns her that if things get complicated, she is going to betray her. And Yuri replies that she will understand if she wants to run away. Before continuing, Yuri breaks the masks that the 2 men had and with that, prevents someone else from clearly putting them on. And when they throw them away, they wonder what time it is, so Mayuko takes out her phone to see the time, and when Yuri sees it, he runs to ask her. Then Yuri calls Rika and tells her everything that happened. He also tells her about Mayuko and also about his plan. After listening to her brother, she tells him that what he has done is very good, and asks him to clearly kill Mayuko. Because in that world you can't have friends, but she refuses, and asks him not to try to convince her because he's not going to do it. And at that moment, Mayuko covers herself from the cold, and Rika tells Yuri that she will help him with the plan to hijack the helicopter, so if the helicopter arrives near one of them, they will try to kidnap him and look for the other. When Yuri hangs up, he thanks Mayuko and clearly hugs her, thinking for a few seconds that he doesn't want to do what he clearly asked his brother to do. Later, the girls walk over another bridge to get to a new building. Yuri goes in front of Mayuko. Seeing that her companion walks without turning back, Mayuko believes that she is very confident for walking calmly with someone behind her. In another building nearby, Rika walks near the masked man who is sitting next to his last victim, and taking advantage of the fact that he is distracted, attacks him with a hammer, while thinking that he is not as brave as he wants his sister to believe. However, she admires him so much that she gets excited telling Mayuko about him. At that very moment, Rika thinks that she doesn't know the way to cure the masked people, and that's why she needs to kill him if she wants to live. Soon after, in another building, the sniper looks at a picture of Yuri and remembers what he had clearly forgotten to do. It's about facing Rika, with whom he has fought before but failed to eliminate him. When she finishes with the masked man, Rika wipes her face and sees 2 boys named Shinji and Takeda arrive. Upon seeing him, Shinji greets him and gets excited because he is still alive, and he tells her that he was talking on the phone with his sister. Rika then asks the boys about his other 3 companions, and Takeda replies that the 2 of them left the group to look for him. After listening to Takeda, Rika thinks that it was not his intention to have companions in this place, and feels good for not being alone. Suddenly, he sees a cannonball pass by them and realizes that it is a masked baseball player, and that shot hurt attack. Immediately Rika takes Shinji's hand, looking to escape, and when she finds herself in a dead-end street, she decides to confront him. To achieve this, Rika analyzes the masked man and realizes that whoever controls them takes advantage of their human skills and knowledge. So if they know the rules of baseball, they will be able to find their weak point and defeat him. So when the masked man approaches them, Rika uses her hammer as a bat and asks him for a pitch. After seeing the masked man throw, Rika asks Shinji to clearly entertain him by shooting. And at that moment, Rika takes the opportunity to approach him by breaking his mask with the hammer. What Rika did not expect was to hear the words of the controllers through the baseball player, according to which with his strength he cannot be the god of this kingdom, because there are masked men much stronger than him. At that moment Shinji shoots the baseball player, preventing him from hurting them, and Rika is left thinking about his words, and wonders if the man knew any secrets about this world, because he believed that the goal of this world was to get to the helicopter, although it seems that there is a new goal which is to become the god of this world. A few seconds later, Shinji interrupts him, asking him to meet the others, and Rika accompanies him. Meanwhile, the masked Franco shooter remembers that he is afraid of heights, and complains about the problems caused by Yuri and Rika. On his way to the place where his companions were clearly waiting for him, Rika is still thinking about the words of the baseball player, because if there's a god who controls this kingdom, he only needs to get out of his control to escape. Although there is another option, according to which there is nothing else after this kingdom, and in this case, the idea of hijacking the helicopter sounds better. After crossing the bridge, Shinji asks Rika to be alert, because they don't know where the sniper is exactly. To which Rika replies that his sister broke up with him, and tells Shinji that he needs to unite and end this world. At the same time, Yuri and Mayuko take turns sleeping, and Yuri uses a bush as a bathroom. At that moment, the sniper attacks another boy, and thinks that it is very wrong to be controlled by a simple mask. Suddenly, the sniper gets dizzy, and a girl appears in front of him, asking if he is okay. So he points his gun at her, but receives the order from her mask not to hurt her, because she is about to become God. After hearing the order, the sniper does not understand what is happening and asks for instructions. So his mask tells him that the goal of this kingdom is to create that god, and angels like him cannot face a god. The next morning, Yuri is on duty at the moment when Mayuko is sleeping, and approaches the bridge where he hears a noise. It is about a new masked man with a backpack, who passes by Yuri's side without noticing his presence for a moment. Meanwhile, the masked sniper is still in front of the girl, and the mask explains his role in this world, telling him that those who wear masks are angels, and that their function in this world is to bring people closer to God. Therefore, you should not hurt that girl but help her. So the masked man puts down his gun, and the girl says her name is Kuen Shinzaki. A while later, the sunlight wakes up Mayuko, and Yuri explains that an emotionless masked man visited her, and left them a backpack with food and other things, and among them there is a nice knife. After seeing it, Mayuko gets excited, and asks Yuri to defend herself, and she accepts. Then Yuri tells Mayuko to call her brother after lunch, but she clearly falls asleep. When she does, Rika calls the phone, and Mayuko tells her that her sister is fine, however she falls asleep. Upon hearing this, Rika apologizes to Mayuko for him and his sister, and tells her that her plan to escape from this world is already underway. Just at that moment, a new masked man with a saw looks at Mayuko with binoculars and gets excited, thinking that the girls were used as part of the ingredients of his recipe. Then Rika finishes talking, and asks Mayuko to take care of her sister before hanging up, and she accepts. At the same time, nearby, Kong asks the masked sniper to form a team, and he refuses, replying that it is better to form his team looking for humans, because he has a lot of things to do. That's why she tells him that there are 2 girls like her nearby, and offers herself as a temporary companion until she finds them. Soon after, Yuri and Mayuko follow Rika's plan, which is to find human allies with the nearby buildings. But seeing that they do not find anyone, Yuri is disappointed, and Mayuko tells him that they are just starting with their plan. After listening to her, Yuri laughs at his companion. At the thought of what she looks like, her older sister and Mayuko feel happy that someone loves her, so she stops for a while to think, and doesn't realize that nearby is the masked cook who is taking her away. A few seconds later, Yuri realizes that Mayuko has disappeared and searches for her on the rooftop unsuccessfully. This is because the cook took it one floor down to use his saw on it. When Mayuko sees him, she asks him to clearly let her go, because she will jump from the building. And she can't kill anyone who wants to jump. But she is surprised to see that the cook already had killer instincts before he came to this world. And although he has the powers of the mask, he can decide for himself, and clearly he wants his head. Faced with this, Mayuko pulls out her knife to defend herself, and at the same time, the cook throws a backpack at her with other people's heads, leaving her paralyzed from the impression, and taking the opportunity to get closer with her saw. However, the cook's plans fail because Yuri manages to find Mayuko and saves him using his weapon. When Yuri finishes shooting, he throws his gun and asks Mayuko if she's okay. She replies yes. And before going to Mayuko uses the knife, managing to finish with the cook and prevent him from continuing to hurt others. After leaving this site, Mayuko feels that her goal in life is to be happy and stay alive, so she meets with Yuri. And she shows him a poster on the wall, in which other humans ask for allies to leave this world. Although Mayuko finds the announcement strange, because it talks about a god, and she thinks it may be all a trap. However, the girls decide to go to the black and clearly building, in which all humans are supposed to meet. At the same time, in another building, the sniper and Kun see the same advertisement, and he also finds it strange that it talks about a god. So they think that the one who published this advertisement knows something else, and decide to accompany Kun to this place. When the girls arrive at the black building, they follow the directions on one of the signs, and enter a room, where there is a man with his back turned, who has a mask on when he turns around. So Yuri pulls out his gun, but another man attacks him with a gun, which is electric, and two others grab Mayuko. At that, Yuri realizes that the mask has the back covered with tape, and those men uncover it and try to force her to wear it. Suddenly, a motorized masked man appears, and in a few minutes, he finishes off all the men. After doing so, Yuri points his gun at him, and asks Mayuko to escape and talk to her brother. All this forces Mayuko to make the decision to wear a mask, and soon after putting on the Yuri asks him to kill her quickly. Mayuko does not attack her, on the contrary, she uses her knife to cut off the masked man's arm. After hurting the masked man, he hits Mayuko's mask and breaks it. And she tells Yuri not to worry because everything is going as she planned. After listening to him, the other masked man does not understand what is happening, and neither does his mask, and in that Mayuko tells Yuri that the mask he is wearing is that of the cook, and told him that it was damaged and so he clearly cannot control it. While fighting the masked man, Mayuko thinks that putting on the mask improved her skills. However, the masked man is faster than her and can hurt her. Faced with this situation, Yuri decides to help her, tying the masked man's foot, and between the two they eliminate him. Before dying, the masked man congratulates them for working as a team, and asks them to end this kingdom. A few seconds later, Yuri apologizes to Mayuko for doubting her, and Mayuko thanks him for not shooting her, even if he thought that she was a masked woman since she did not tell him anything about the mask. Near Alaku goes up the stairs with the sniper, and he tells her that they clearly find the girl from this building. He'll have to step aside to hear himself. Then Ken asks her to stop because he hears voices, and it's about the girls who are talking to a man who came into this world 2 days ago, and tells them that his mission is to kill anyone who wants to be God. Listening to him, Mako feels that he may be cheating on them, and uses his new abilities to prove that he can't against them. When he sees her, the man asks her if she is a masked. Mayuko tells him that yes, so he introduces himself with the name Tanabe. And after doing so, he asks Yuri to lend him his powers, because he believes that she is close to being God. Explaining that right away that when he came to this world, he had 4 allies, and he found a doctor who was very close to being God, who used a masked girl as a soldier, eliminating all his allies, and let him live to help him kill other candidates for God. But that if he doesn't, he will clearly kill him. After listening to Tanabe, the girls decide to accompany him to find the doctor, and find out if there is a way to destroy this world. Yuri then calls her brother and tells him her plan, while the sniper and Kun listen to her hiding on the stairs. At that the girls leave with the ship to another building, and Kun asks the sniper to follow him. Although he is in no hurry, because he already knows where they are going, and he sits down for a while to rest. A while later the girls and Tanabe meet the doctor and are disappointed to see that they are only two girls, as he hoped Tanabe would find more allies to avenge the death of his companions. All this upsets Tanabe, who tells Yuri that she is a candidate for God, and that Mayuko has the powers of a masked man. Before this the doctor sends the girls to attack them, and Mayuko confronts her, looking to hunt her, and thus win the battle. At the same time, Yuri hides with his gun, ready to fire, in case something unexpected happens. Suddenly Tanabe rushes, trying to attack the girl, but she attacks him with her saber, leaving him wounded on the ground. Then the girl, whom Dr. Yamahane, keeps fighting against Mayuko, and she realizes that she is getting tired. So she thinks that it is the best time to beat her, and the doctor calls another masked man with a bow, who tries to finish Mayuko. However, the girls knew that something like this could happen. That's why when Yuri sees him, he shoots him, and the doctor gets angry when he sees himself discovered. At that moment, Kwon sees from the building in front, and asks the sniper to stop this fight, but he refuses, saying that in this world, there will always be people who want to kill others and controlling everything. And that he is not wrong because the doctor has set out to eliminate girls, preventing them from removing his position as a superior being. Then the sniper asks Kun, instead of waiting for things to change around him, that they should see how he can help. These words give an idea to Kun, who clearly uses his cell phone to take a picture of the tallest building and cause an explosion nearby. When the doctor sees the explosion, he thinks Yuri caused it, and she takes advantage of the situation by pretending to have caused the explosion. So he tells her that she is stronger than him and asks her to stop hurting others. After seeing what happens to Cole, tells the sniper that his plan worked, because he managed to prevent them from clearly eliminating each other, and finally, they ask the doctor to treat Mr. Tanabe's wounds. From their building, Rika and one of her friends also saw what Kong did, and Rika explains to her friend that it can be done using electromagnetic waves, so she thinks it works like masks. Meanwhile, Kong tells the sniper that he remembered something very important, and that is that he can only control some masked people. The sniper then asks her if her skills can change the mask orders, but she doesn't know. At that moment, the emotionless masked man appears, and brings them the food before he leaves. In that she tells them that the perfect God decides the future of this world, and her words clearly motivate Kun to be a perfect goddess. After a few minutes, Rika arrives at the other building, where clearly two masked men want to hurt a girl, and another arrives to save her. Seeing what he's doing, Rika asks him if he's being controlled by a god candidate, and the masked man hands her his phone. After taking it, the god candidate introduces himself as Rikuya Yoshida. When she hears him, Rika asks him from which building the Bay. Rikuya tells her their location. Then Rika asks him how he became a candidate for God, and Rikuya tells her that he found a mask without a mouth when he came to this world. And by using it he received a lot of information about this world, but he forgot his previous memories. So after receiving all the information from the mask she broke, and he became the candidate for God. Riko wants to know what a perfect God looks like, to which Rikuya replies that he doesn't know yet. What he does know is that when someone becomes a perfect God, all his wishes will be granted. Then Rika thinks about all the types of masks there are in this world, and remembers that his sister told him about a treasure in this world, so he thinks that it is about the mask without a mouth, because of its power to turn humans into candidates for God, offering him great power in this world. Later, Rika tells Yuri about Rikuya, and she also tells him how she is doing. While watching Yuri talking to his brother, Mayuko thinks that they want to change this world, and feels that she should protect Yuri. Suddenly Mayuko starts daydreaming, imagining in front of her another masked woman, who asks if that's what she wants. Just at that moment, Yuri comes up to her, and asks her to get some rest, and Mayuko realizes that it was just a dream. After resting for a while, Yuri tells Mayuko about his plan to meet at the building where Rikuya is, and the two go to see the doctor, trying to make sure he will take good care of Mr. Tanabe. Soon after doing so, the girls start their way to the building, and on the way, Mayuko is still seen masked. All this makes her think that the mask wants to take over her, so she decides to hold on until Yuri sees her brother. The next building they arrive at is a library, and a masked man with a bat appears in front of them. Upon seeing him, Mayuko runs to confront him and protect Yuri, but she is so worried about preventing the mask from controlling her that she gets careless, and the masked man hits her by throwing her nearby and causing Yuri to shoot at him to prevent him from continuing to hit her. Suddenly someone shoots at the fire extinguisher, and Yuri realizes that it is a sniper who took Kun there, asking him to wait outside the library for his safety. Yuri immediately approaches Mayuko, asking if she is okay, and tells her that the masked man with the bat is dead, but the sniper appeared. Faced with this, they decide to escape without letting the sniper explain that he does not want to hurt them. So to prevent them from throwing another grenade at him again, he tells Kun that they will follow it carefully, because from this moment, one of the objectives was to protect them, although he does not want to explain to Kun why he does it. However, she insists and clearly tells him her reasons. And the sniper explains that everything is related to Yuri's brother, who after seeing him with the mask spoke to him as if he knew him. And instead of trying to kill him, he wanted to take the mask off, and that's why he believes that this boy knows him. But he can't confirm it until he clearly finds him again. Suddenly a new memory of the sniper makes him realize that when he arrived in this world, he was attacked by two masked men. One of them was a girl, and after beating him, she forced him to put the mask on and gave him the gun. After hearing his story, Kun feels bad about the way the sniper was forced to be masked, and understands that the girls who put the mask on him wanted to create chaos in this world, for which he was looking for information on how to shoot electromagnetic waves at the tallest building. Meanwhile, in another building, the masked woman who put the mask on the sniper hopes that the perfect god will appear soon, and is curious to know who could have used the tallest building as a weapon. A while later, on a bridge, Mayuko understands that this image of that masked woman is a strategy of the mask to control her. So, although she resists letting it control her, she thinks that it may happen very soon. Later, when arriving at a new building, Yuri walks ahead and turns to talk to Mayuko, who clearly finds her on the ground. As he approaches to see her, Mayuko explains that she will soon become a puppet of the mask and will have no control over herself. But she does not want to leave her alone so that her brother is found. That's why, before ceasing to have control of his actions, he decides to throw himself out of the building. After seeing her intentions, Yuri stops her for a while, and then Mayuko releases her and receives many orders from the mask, at the same time causing Mayuko's mask system to be damaged, and she faints. Soon another masked woman appears near them, and it is a guardian angel, and tells Yuri that it is not convenient for him to fight against her. Then the masked woman explains that she is a guardian angel, and that the only way to save Mayuko is to be a goddess candidate. So she needs to find a mask without a mouth that is in one of the nearby buildings, and then she must fight against the other god candidates to become a perfect goddess. After hearing this, Yuri decides to look for the mask and become the goddess candidate for the sake of her friend. A little later, Kun and the sniper arrive at the building where Mayuko is, and she tells him that Mayuko's mask is damaged, so he's going to try to save her because if he doesn't he'll clearly die. Kun then takes Mayuko's hand and immediately enters her mind, managing to free her from the mask's control. But all this effort makes Kun faint for a moment, and when he wakes up he appears with the sniper's arms, who asks her if she's okay. And she tells him that yes, and that she managed to save Mayuko. Immediately the sniper wonders where Yuri is, and she clearly appears in the building where the mask without a mouth is, trying to control her fear by falling from the building. So to motivate herself, she remembers that she must save Mayuko. However, a new masked man appears behind her and reaches out and pulls out an injector, looking to attack her. And seeing her, Yuri yells at the masked man to stop because he doesn't like needles, while Mayuko wakes up calling Yuri. Again on the rooftop, Yuri manages to escape for a moment from the masked man with the injector and runs behind the mask. After seeing the box with the mask, Yuri takes it out and approaches his face, but he can't put it on because he clearly sees the masked man in front of her. At that moment, the mask tells her that it is only going to activate emergency commands because there is an enemy very close. So she asks Yuri to eliminate the masked man before putting the mask back on, and she realizes that the masked man moves in slow motion when he is going to attack her. Realizing that this is the ability that gave him the mask, Yuri takes the opportunity to push him and get rid of him. Meanwhile, Rika and her friends see the masked man who controls Rikuya, who is eliminating another masked man who wanted to hurt them. And a girl named Haruka runs to greet him. When they see her, her father asks her not to approach the masked man, but she believes that he is good, so he is clearly helping them. Shortly after, in another building, the girl who put the mask on the sniper observes Rika's group. And the masked man who accompanies him brings another human in front of her to finish him off. Yuri then puts on the mask and appears in a kind of dream. There the mask explains to her that she is in the world inside her brain, and that for 4 minutes. She will help her understand the process, during which the skills she needs in her role as a candidate for God will be installed in her brain. However, all this information will stay hidden in her brain until she can use it. And this is because some of these skills will be easier for her to use than others. Then Yuri asks the mask with the information he has, he can help Mayuko, and the mask says yes. But he needs a lot of energy to achieve it smoothly. So Yuri understands that he needs to train if he wants to use his powers well. A few minutes later, the mask is dismissed, because it was finished in the installation process, and Yuri wakes up again on the rooftop. Suddenly, Yuri hears Mayuko's phone ringing, and she hears her friend's voice, even though she can't believe it's her. At that moment Mayuko asks him where he is and explains that Kuo-en saved him, and that when he comes back they need to talk. And this is because Mayuko thinks that maybe Yuri doesn't like the sniper accompanying them. After listening, Yuri is excited to know that her friend is well and tells her that she will go as soon as possible. Shortly after hanging up, Mayuko looks at Kun, and she feels afraid, so she clearly hides behind the sniper and explains that Mayuko is not compatible with her, so she can't clearly control her. Then Mayuko thanks Kun for saving her, but as she is accompanied by the sniper, she does not trust him. Because of this, while getting to Yuri, she needs Kun to tell her everything she knows about this world. During their conversation, Yuri gets excited to think that with his abilities, Yuri's strength and Kuen's power will be invincible. At the same time, Rika and her group arrive at Rikuya's building, and after seeing him, he feels that he can trust that boy. What you don't know is that nearby there is the masked woman who wants to eliminate them, along with 4 more masked men. The first uses a racket to throw tear gas at them, and after him another appears with a spear, whose mission is to finish off the masked man, who is clearly protecting them. But when she uses her spear against him, Rika appears with her hammer, and asks everyone to try to get away from there, to entertain the masked man without putting them in danger. The first ones to find the next bridge and walk away are Haruka and her father. Soon after, the others move away from the place where the tear gas fell, and Rika continues fighting against the masked man with the spear. Suddenly, the handle of Rika's hammer breaks and he thinks he has reached his end. But in front of them appears another masked man dressed elegantly, and salva Rika, just as the gas fades away. Faced with this, the masked leader receives a call and changes her strategy, sending 3 more masked men. After seeing them, all the boys get on their guard, but Rika is hurt and can't help to face them. So Shinji Takeda shoots at the mask of his enemy, helping the 2 masked of Rikuya and the others. From the other side of the bridge, Aruka worries about Rika, and sees how the other girl who accompanies them tries to help him. Although there is little she can do for Rika, since a masked swimmer appears in front of her, leaving everyone amazed. And although Rikuya's masked ninja attacks him, he finishes him off and kidnaps Rika, without the others being able to help him. At that moment, the masked leader celebrates that her masked swimmer will manage to kidnap Rika for her boss. A short time later, Yuri receives a call from Rika's classmates, warning him that he was kidnapped, making him so angry that he inadvertently breaks his phone and screams. Yuri immediately remembers that he must concentrate to achieve his goals before finding his older brother. Nearby, Mikuyo-kun and the sniper hear Yuri scream. They think something happened to him. That's why Mayuko runs to look for her, and when she reaches the building with several bridges, she screams at Yuri, trying to find out where she is. When she hears Yuri, she responds by helping her decide which bridge she can go over. All this noise alerts another masked man with a grenade launcher, who shoots Mayuko, but his shot is deflected by the sniper. Suddenly another masked man appears next to the one who is clearly throwing grenade launchers, and the sniper believes that he is one of those who put the mask on him. This new masked man has a knife, and is going to attack the sniper, while his partner plans his next shot. Seeing this, Kuin decides to find himself behind the sniper to use his phone on the tallest building and activate the railgun. But before he manages to do so, Yuri appears in front of everyone and shoots the grenade launcher masked man, automatically making him fall. Immediately, the other masked man asks his partner to get up and throw the grenades, and then throws several shots at him in a row, with the force he has left. After seeing the grenades in the air near them, the sniper plans a way to deflect it if Yuri takes the other weapon out of his backpack. When Mayuko sees it, she notices that Yuri grabs it without problems, although it seemed quite heavy to her before. So he asks her if she needs help, and she replies that from now on she is Super Yuri. Shortly after talking, Yuri points at the grenades with his two weapons, managing to shoot her down without any problems. Seeing what Kun did, he realizes that Yuri is another candidate for God, and taking advantage of the fact that everyone is distracted, the sniper shoots the masked man with grenade launchers. At that moment, Yuri grabs his two weapons to confront him, and Mayuko quickly explains that for now he is her ally. Then the sniper aims at the other masked man, but he throws himself to the floor, preventing him from seeing him. Thinking that at that moment, that if the masked leader, whose name is Kusakabe, sees him, there she will clearly laugh at him. Then the masked man decides to escape by calling his boss first, and when he does, the sniper shoots him and finishes him off. A few seconds later, Mayuko finishes explaining to Yuri the reason why the sniper is now her ally, and she tells her that she had to wear a mask without a mouth and become the god candidate trying to save her. Immediately, Kun approaches the girls to greet Yuri, and she thanks him for saving Mayuko. While they are talking, Kun tells Yuri that they should get out of there quickly, and that the outspoken shooter decided not to accompany them, although he did ask Kun to leave with them. But when Yuri hears her, he asks her what her goal is in this world, to which Kun responds like them, that he wants to end this world in peace, and Yuri gets excited. However, they should not wait so long in this place, because they will be attacked again, so Mayuko asks them to hurry up. Nearby, the masked swimmer and Rika walk towards the place where their boss is. When they arrive, they see a boy having tea, and they invite Rika to come to his room, and he tells her that his name is Mamoru Iwaka. Then Mamoru asks him his name, and explains that he is a candidate goodbye, and that from now on Rika is his hostage. Later, Rika sits down for tea next to Mamoru and explains that he wants to end up in this world in peace. But he wants to eliminate the weak to achieve it, and he knows that in the real world that is impossible. After listening to it, Rika thinks Mamoru is crazy and wants to play God. However, it does not suit him to tell her what he thinks for now, and tries to win her trust with neutral phrases. So he replies that he can support him temporarily, and Mamoru guesses his intentions automatically. So another masked man appears behind him using a weapon, and Mamoru stops him, saying that he wants to enjoy his triumph calmly. He then asks Rika to accompany him to the rooftop, and along the way continues singing his plan to become God, telling him that he also has 30 masked men at his service, some of whom were eliminated by Rika's friends. After arriving at the rooftop, Rika realizes that Mamoru wants to use the helicopter, and asks him why he wants it, and if he wants to be God. And Mamoru's answer surprises him, since his intention is to steal the helicopter to get to the highest tower, because he believes that he must get there if he wants to be God, and that is the only way to get there. After listening to it, Rika remembers that it will be her sister's plan, and understands that she is right. A few minutes later, Mamoru keeps saying that he will be the perfect god of this kingdom. While listening to it, Rika is still upset to think that he depends on someone else to get out of there alive. At that moment, Yuri tells the girl about the kidnapping of his brother, and Kun remembers that a masked man like him took him, and was the one who attacked the sniper before. Seeing Ku's face on, Yuri asks if something is wrong with her, and she tries to ask if Rika knew the sniper in the real world. Suddenly, the helicopter appears in front of them, and Yuri prepares his kidnapping plan. However, he does not stop there, and continues flying through all the buildings until he appears near the place where Mamoru and Rika are. But after approaching the masked man who is inside, he says goodbye, and the helicopter leaves again. So Momura believes that the guardian angels, whose mask has a sad face, know where the god candidates are, besides knowing their intentions. And that's why they don't approach them, to prevent one of them from becoming a god. From a nearby building, the masked woman who sent Yuri for the mask without a mouth notices that the helicopter has moved away. Because of that, He believes that there are many candidates for God near the place where the helicopter was going to land. And he imagines that Yuri is one of them, so he thinks that he will have to face her soon. Near there, Momura explains his rich theory, according to which the guardian angels should prevent God from being born. To protect that kingdom. Momura then calls another group of masked men he controls and asks them to be on the lookout for the helicopter, ordering them to attack anyone or masked men who want to shoot them. Then he asks two more masked men to accompany him to other buildings, trying to get close to the helicopter. And before he leaves two other masked girls in charge of Rika, asking them to wait for Kusakabe, because she will be in charge of interrogating Rika, whom he hopes he won't have to kill soon since he says he likes her very much. During their way, Momura sees Kusakabe arriving and asks him to take care of Rika while he leaves. Shortly after, the sniper tries to use the phone of one of the masked men he eliminated and remembers talking to Rika earlier. This memory makes him think that before coming to this world, he was a friend of Rika. Suddenly, he feels that another masked man is near him and realizes that it is another sniper. After hearing the shots, Yuri uses his binoculars to find out what's going on and believes that the sniper is about to kill him. When Kun overhears her, he worries about the sniper and asks Yuri to give him the location of the two masked men, because he clearly has a plan. His intention is to use his phone and activate the railgun as a weapon against the sniper. What she doesn't know is that with the sniper's shot, the bridge where the sniper was passing is broken and he is about to fall. A few seconds later, Kun insists on knowing where the sniper is, but Yuri can't see him. At the same time, from the suspension bridge, the outspoken shooter remembers that he was friends with Rika. While he clearly expects to be shot, and chooses to do it in a cool way as he remembers having lived before being masked. That's why he points out to the sniper the place where she should shoot him, and at the same time, thinks in Rika, Yuri, Makio and Kun. At that instant, the sniper points her rifle towards the bridge where the sniper is, but she appears on and cuts the rifle. After seeing Yuri, he tells the girl what's going on, and Makuyo explains to Kun that is the doctor's masked girl. Next, Ain fights the sniper and gives the sniper time to recover. However, the girls remember that Ain is not very strong, and they think she will lose fast against the sniper. Then the sniper hits E and gets shot by the sniper, so she says goodbye and runs away. Soon after, the doctor runs in search of Ain and realizes that clearly the girl he defended is the sniper. At that, Ain points him to a building, and he decides to look for Mr. Tenabe and a boy named Yuzuki to meet the girls there. At the same time, Sniper thinks that he should go back to protecting the girls and remembers that his mission in that kingdom is another. Later, the sniper talks to Momura, explaining what happened, and he scolds her for not achieving her goal. Although when he hangs up, he realizes that he now has very valuable information, because he knows that there are several candidates for God together. What you still don't understand is the reason why the railgun was activated but didn't fire. And this makes him think that clearly one of the candidates for God in this area of the king is not provoking him. All this makes him think that he must face them in looking for a stronger angel, getting so excited that his energy gets out of control. Meanwhile, the girls arrive at another building, and after seeing a bathroom, Makuyo takes the opportunity to go with Kun and ask him some questions. She wants to know if Kun is in love with the sniper, and she tells him that she is not, but she clearly speaks very highly of him. Then Mayuko asks Kun if she has the power to activate the railgun, and if this ability is important for her enemy. To which she replies that if she tells him that the sniper asked her not to tell anyone. Before this, Mayuko explains that if her enemies know that she is the one who has this ability, they can hurt her, and asks her to talk about it with Yuri, since clearly together they can decide how they should act. Quickly, a gunshot is heard, and the girls leave the bathroom to automatically look for Yuri, who fights against a masked juice. At that moment, Mayuko helps Yuri and Kun feel bad about having to watch them fight. When the girls finish with the juice, they feel bad about what is happening, but they feel that they must stay safe if they want to change that world. Listening to them, Kunin feels that they are very strong, and that she will be a burden if she accompanies them. Suddenly, the sniper appears near them and greets them, causing Kun to get excited and Yuri to run out. Seeing her running because of him, the sniper believes that she is very afraid of him, and explains to Kun that she and Mayuko have become strong to survive in this world. Meanwhile, Momura receives news of the girl's location, and Dr. Mr. Tenabe Yuzuki, who are clearly with them. Nearby, the sniper walks with Kun and tells him that his enemy keeps recruiting masked men. That's why he thinks they should know his location and use the railgun against him, although Kun doesn't want to do it. All this amazes the sniper, so Kun tells him that they can't attack him since he has kidnapped Rika. Nearby at the Mumura base, Kusakabe interrogates Rika, and he responds with the truth because she promises him not to hurt her friends. After talking for a while, Kusakabe says that he understands that Rikuya manages 5 masked men, but he doesn't want to be God. After listening to her, Rika tells her that this is what she knows, and she uses her ability to analyze if what the boy said is true. A few minutes later, Kusakabe's phone rings, and his boss tells him that they couldn't eliminate the sniper. When Rika hears this, she is amazed, attracting Kusakabe's attention, and he tells her that before coming to this world, they were friends. But after putting on the mask, she left him alone. While talking, Kusakabe knows that Rika is telling the truth, although when analyzing it he realizes that she is hiding something. So he tells her that it was she who put the mask on the sniper, making him very angry. At this, Rika tells Akusa Kabe that he made a mistake by putting the mask on the sniper, because clearly he will finish with his team. But Rika's discomfort is so great that her head wound opens up, and she starts bleeding a lot, and faints. That's why Kusakabe asks the masked athlete next to her to take him to the infirmary. At that moment, the sniper tells Kun that if Rika is kidnapped, he is going to cause problems for his enemy, and feels like rescuing him, but his mask seems to be failing, making him fall. After seeing him, Kun asks him what's wrong, and tells him that if his mask seems to be about to get damaged like Mayuko's. To which Kun replies that he feels bad because clearly she can't help him recover if he's not asleep, and he understands her. And that's why he tells her that he hopes to have her help when his mask gets damaged. A few seconds later, it starts to rain, and the doctor asks Yuri to protect them from another god candidate, who is an evil man, whose goal is to finish off all the god candidates, controlling approximately 30 masked people. When Yuri hears it, he thinks that his enemy must be the same person, who wants to attack them, and agrees at that moment to support them. Then Mayuko gets a call from Kun, and explains to him what the sniper is going through. So they go to help her, and leave the doctor in charge of the others. When they arrive, Kun tells them that the sniper is very, very weak, but he is still awake, and wants to talk to Yuri. So he goes to the room where he clearly is and realizes that the decoration is Japanese style. And after hearing him enter, the sniper, who is sitting with his back behind a fabric wall, thanks him for coming to visit him. Then, the sniper asks Yuri to help him remember his past, since his only memory is that he was a friend of Rika. Meanwhile, nearby, Shinji receives a call from a masked man from Rikuya with news about the helicopter, which landed at the building where Rika is, although they do not know if his friend is okay. All this makes Shinji decide to go to that building to investigate, although he prefers to do it at night, so as not to cause problems for Rika. Again in the sniper's room, Yuri makes a tea, and gives it to the sniper during his talk. Then he takes off his mask, and asks Yuri to see him, to find out if he recognizes him, and tells him something more about his past. However, Yuri does not know who he is. What is clearly noticeable is that the sniper is a very handsome man, and he tells him. But he feels very uncomfortable hearing this, so after putting the mask back on, he tells Yuri that he will have to wait to see Rika if he wants to remember who he is. In that, Yuri remembers that the sniper's hat is the same as his brother's, and he had it because it looked like his friend's. Again, the sniper feels bad about the flaw in his mask, and asks Yuri to take care when facing the enemy. On the way out, Yuri asks Kun for his enemy's phone, and tells Mayuko to borrow hers to call Rika's friends. After giving her his phone, Mayuko leaves with Kun, and asks Yuri to leave with the others. When she is left alone, Yuri leans out of the window, and a masked researcher takes pictures of her, clearly sending them to Momura. Inside the room, the girls take the sniper's hand to help him, and after a few seconds, they appear on a football field. Mayuko's mask appears in front of them, and explains that they are clearly in a memory, and also tells them that if they do not find the sniper in time, he may die. Immediately the girls walk through that dream, looking for the sniper, and a boy appears in front of her. After seeing him, Mayuko thinks he may be dangerous, and Kun realizes that he is the sniper as a child. He greets her and takes her to the place where his mask is clearly, and when he reaches another child, he greets him. It's about Rika himself, who is sitting next to the sniper mask and asks his friend about the girls. When he hears her voice, the boy remembers Rika calling him you and his last name is Makoto. Kun then approaches the sniper's mask and uses his power, creating a huge explosion in front of him. And at the end he tells her that he no longer has orders to kill humans, but that he has to continue wearing said mask. To avoid activating the order to hurt himself by removing it, and regarding his memories they will appear little by little. All this excites the sniper, who thanks Kun, and tells him that he did very well. Then Quan falls to the ground for using a lot of energy, so he decides to come back from that dream, and let her rest. At that moment Mr. Tenabe fixes Yuri's gun, and the boy teaches him how to prevent it from getting stuck. Suddenly a girl screams for help, and Yuri runs to save her, but unfortunately he does not arrive in time, and realizes that this is a trap, because in front of her, there are 4 masked men waiting to attack her. However, thanks to the fact that they fixed the weapon, Yuri was able to eliminate them. What she doesn't know is that the masked investigator hid to see everything. After finishing with the 4 masked men, Yuri feels tired, and puts her weapons aside. So the investigator takes the opportunity to attack by throwing knives, and Yuri runs to hide. A while later, Yuri feels trapped behind a door, and Mayuko appears to save her. A few minutes later, between the two they catch the investigator, and ask him about his master. While this is happening, Momura is writing down on a blackboard the information she has about the other god candidates, and tells her butler that Yuki-kun and the sniper believe that in the real world it should continue as before, but he disagrees and feels that he needs to debug the world by eliminating the weak. It's the same as what the investigator tells the girls, saying that he is sure that his boss will be the winner, and when he succeeds, he will change the world. After listening to him, Yuri decides to end up with Momura, because it seems to him that he is crazy, and that he does not like what he wants to do with the world. At the same time, Momura plans to attack them, and tells the butler to use Kusakabe, the swimmer, and another one called the Big Angel. Shortly after, in the sniper's room, he wakes up and realizes that Kuin is next to him, and that he is still dreaming. Nearby at the headquarters of Mura, Kusakabe watches Rika, who is asleep in the infirmary, and realizes that the narrator crosses a bridge. And there he attacks a girl, and he clearly thinks that he is very strong, but the angel is clearly invincible. Then Ku finishes and goes to the window and remembers how Momura managed to dominate him, and believes that next to him no one will be able to beat him. When he sees her leaning out of the window, a masked woman from Rikuya takes a picture with her cell phone, and sends it to Shinji. From what Alita is left, they imagine that she is the one who watches over Rika, and are clearly amazed by her beauty. Later, the sniper recovers and leaves Kun resting, and Rika wakes up at Momura headquarters. After waking up, Kusakabe goes out with the swimmer, and tells Rika to leave him for a while with the Mukama. Seeing this, Rika is curious to know where they are going, but she doesn't want to tell her. However, the masked guard takes pictures of Rika in the infirmary, and the 3 masked men leaving, and Shinji's team sends them to Yuri. And she realizes that they are going to attack them. At that moment the doctor appears, and tells him that he could not control the reporter, but he believes that he managed to disable an ability, and to check it he asks the sniper to help him, managing to stop him only for a second. Soon after, Kun wakes up, and in front of her is the sniper with some food, also telling her about the masked men, saying that they should arrive at her building within an hour. So Kun gets to eating very quickly, and in another room the doctor eats with Aim and with Yuzuki, while he remembers that Yuri told him the truth about the railgun, and asked for his help. That's why the boy believes that the doctor agreed to help very quickly, even though she lied to him before. To which the doctor replies that she is better than Mura, and with her abilities, she cannot face it alone. That's why he prefers to be on the side of Yuri, his friends, and the boy agrees. A few hours later, the boys agree on their strategies, and split up to wait for the masked men. When he sees Kusakabe arriving, the sniper reminds him how the girl put the mask on him, and Yuzuki tells him about his mom. Hearing this causes the sniper to miss the shot against her, and gives Kusakabe time to throw smoke bombs around her. Then the sniper asks Ozuki to tell him his story, while Yuri-kun and Ain face 2 masked men. One of them is the swimmer, but the girl does not understand what is happening to the other because he is calling on the phone. Soon after, the masked man receives orders from Momura, and transforms into the Great Angel. Before hanging up, Momura tells the Big Angel that he was the one who blocked him, and that he is waiting for him in the girls' building. also saying that they are part of his team, and that they will clearly confront him. Before this, the angel uses a club to break the floor and distract the girls while approaching the building to look for Mamura. Behind him, they go to and Yuri, and ask Mayuko to accompany him to protect the others. Mayuko doesn't want to leave, but she has no other choice, so she asks Yuri to please take care of herself. The narrator is left in front of Yuri, and since it was he who took Rika, Yuri gets excited at the thought of him avenging his brother. All this is seen from a distance by the guardian angel who helped Yuri earlier, who decides to keep an eye on him from there. After hearing Azuki Yamar la mama, Kusakabe feels confused and falls to the ground. At the same time, the big angel climbs on the walls of the building to look for Momura, and the sniper shoots him. But the big angel is so fast that the bullet stops, leaving the sniper totally amazed. Shortly after, the great angel enters through one of the windows of the building looking for Momura, because he understands that sending him upstairs is a whole trap to finish him off through the sniper. When he does, the outspoken shooter turns to ask him even if he's okay. However, she cannot move as she is paralyzed with fear. When the sniper sees her, he offers her a hug and tells her that he is going to protect her. Meanwhile, in the dining room, the big angel eats the pizza that the doctor left on the table, and appears attacking him with his sword. And after some unsuccessful attempts to defeat him, the great angel breaks his sword and pulls out his club looking to hit it. She nervously waits for the big angel to hit her, but he stops for a while, as he realizes that Mayuko and the doctor arrive in the dining room. At that moment, the big angel tries to attack the doctor, and he uses his ability to stop him, managing to help the girls to hurt him. Seeing the doctor's power, and preventing him from stopping him again, the great angel throws a bullet in his neck, and Ain takes him to the infirmary. When Makyu is left alone with him, he asks his mask for help, and she tells him that there are some skills that can help her fight. But if she wants to install them, she needs to gain at least 3 minutes of time with her rival. Immediately, the angel uses his club and throws Mayuko against the wall, hurting her ear. However, there is still another 2.5 minutes to activate his abilities, and she does not know how to entertain him. At that moment, Mr. Tenabi appears and claims the big angel for hitting Mayuko, giving Mayuko time to rest and wait for the activation of her new abilities. Again on the rooftop, Yuri continues to fight the swimmer and clearly dodges his bullets. Then the angel touches Mr. Tenabe, and he faints, leaving the great angel totally confused. Because he feels that this man seeks justice like him, but he can't stand for long. When she finishes with him, the great angel realizes that something is happening nearby, and peeks out to find out what all this is about, since she clearly does not know and it is an unknown that he has to know. Finding in the hallway Mayuko Brilliant, who manages to attack him with faster movements. While thinking that she wants to get back together with her friend Yuri, no matter how she succeeds. Her new appearance and speed and decision amaze the great angel, although he still thinks that she will beat him. Returning to the rooftop, Yuri shoots the swimmer, and he protects himself using everything he finds in his way. And then dives into the smoke that Kusakabe created, clearly attacking her from behind. But to his surprise, Yuri anticipates his attack, managing to eliminate him, and then running to help Mayuko. While Yuri runs next to her friend, Yuzuki feels bad because the sniper wants to take Kuin away from there. Because the boy feels that they will abandon everyone who is fighting to save them, so he decides to go save them alone. At the same time, the great angel tells Mayuko that although he was surprised by her courage and speed, the time has come to end her. After listening to him, Mako remembers the effort of all his allies to defeat him, and refuses that everything has been in vain. For his part, the sniper keeps hugging Kuin, and feels that he can't let them clearly hurt her. A few seconds later, Mayuko remembers that before the fight, they agreed to say a phrase that she would never say, as a sign of help. And when she throws herself out of the window, she says that she can't anymore, being heard right away by Yuri and the sniper, who immediately identify her signal. And the sniper gives Mayuko's location to Kong so she can use those coordinates and fire the railgun at the big angel. However, Kong's energy is so great that in that instant, he manages to do it very quickly, leaving everyone amazed. When she realizes what is happening, Kusakabe tries to warn Momura, but the sniper shoots her on the phone. And at the moment when she looks out looking for the one who shot her, she realizes that it was the sniper, and next to him is Tezuki, whom she recognizes as her son, and this causes his mask to fail again, and fall to the ground for a moment, fleeing then. After seeing him walk away, the sniper gets excited because he doesn't have to fight her, and Kun asks him to make sure that the big angel died. 2 floors down from the coffee shop, Mayuko hopes the gunshot won't cause the building to collapse in front of her. See the big angel who tells you that he managed to dodge the bullet, when he is very hurt, but before he dies. He wants to finish with Mayuko. That's why the big angel pulls out his club again, and from above, Yuri jumps to save her. However, when Yuri decides to eliminate him, his mask control power is activated, and she does not know whether to forgive him, or make him part of her team, or finish him off for being her enemy. Suddenly Mr. Tenabe appears next to the great angel, and tells Yuri that it is better to forgive him. Yuri then uses his powers to block the great angel's abilities, and he transforms into a friendly being. Right behind everything without them noticing, the masked reporter hears Yuri's name, and understands that it is Rika's family. So without anyone seeing him, he escapes, and tells her that everything he heard Momura. From another building, Shinji and his teammates celebrate the victory of Yuri's team, and think that all that remains is to save Rika. Later, Yuri's team analyzes the situation, because although they beat their enemy, the doctor died. Yuri asks Ain how she is feeling, and she tells him that she is fine, and that the doctor's last wish was that she continue helping her. Soon after, Momura calls Rika to tell her that they couldn't finish with the sniper, and that her sister is very strong. When he sees himself discovered, Rika gets angry, saying that she is not his sister, and that he should kill her if he clearly can. But by the tone of his voice he discovers it. The next morning, Yuri and his allies decide to go to rescue Rika and finally end that world. And so ends this awesome anime. And if you got to this part of the video, don't forget to comment on the secret word that will be world. And don't forget to leave your like, and break the subscribe button, and activate the little bell, that is extremely important. Also, if you want a greeting in one of the videos, or want to recommend an anime to summarize in the next video, follow me on Instagram, that will be in the link of the description, and in the comment posted. Because very soon I will be greeting everyone who follows me around. And without more than telling them, Pai Kolaza says goodbye.